Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be making a coffee-infused body firming lotion. This is going to be the very last product in our series of coffee products. I've done a bunch of them. You can check them out. There's a whole playlist and everything. Okay, let's just get right into this, okay? So we're going to start off with doing our water portion first. And I've heated that water portion up slightly so that some of these powders can dissolve. First thing we're going to do, though, is get our disodium EDTA in here, and that is our chelating agent. This is distilled water, by the way. This is our chelating agent. This is disodium EDTA. You always want to have a chelator when you're working with water. There are some situations where you won't use a chelator, like I just made a hair gel last week, and because of the polymer that I use, the carbomer, it does not play well with chelating agents, so we did not add one to that formula. But for the most part, where there's water, you want to add a chelator because it's part of your preservative system. So just go ahead and stir that until you see that all that powder has dissolved on the bottom, which it has. Next thing we're going to be doing is adding some allantoin. That's our skin conditioning ingredient there. It's very mild and gentle skin conditioning. It helps with any type of irritation that you may be having. It's very soothing and calming. So just stir that in until all those powders are dissolved. Please don't get intimidated by all of these ingredients either, you guys. They're very easy to source. Yes, there may be a lot of them, but I'm trying to give you guys products that actually work, you know, and not just the ones that are for funsies. You know, like here's a basic sugar scrub, here's a basic lotion, here's a basic body butter. You know what I mean? Like those things are great. They're fine. They're fantastic for beginners. But when you want to start leveling up your game just a little bit and you want to start getting into, you know, products that are a little bit more unique and different than everybody else's, that actually have some of the effects that we're touting over here, though don't say that to anybody else. That's just between you guys and I. We don't make claims is the point, right? We never make claims about anything. This is just a lotion. That's it. We can't even say that it moisturizes. It's a lotion. It is what it is. Some of the ingredients are proven, but we still can't make those claims. It takes a little bit of working to get this allantoin completely dissolved, and that's why I preheat my distilled water. I think we're pretty good to go now. All right, next in the pool, we're going to be adding some glycerin, which is our humectant. And what I have been learning lately, yes, believe it or not, 23 years into this industry, I still learn every single day, and I'm happy. I'm happy to learn more. Every time I go searching around, I find out new things. And that just thrills me, honestly. I love that. So what I have found out is put multiple humectants in there. Multiple humectants, not just one, not even just two. I'm going to pour a little bit of this in to this container so that I can get all of that glycerin out of there. Just scrape those sides, add it back in. So yeah, I've been learning lately multiple humectants is the way to go because they are all not the same, right? They all do different things. They all bring moisture down into your skin at different percentages regarding the humidity. I'm learning more and more every single day, and I'm happy to bring that information to you guys when I find out. All right, we're going to be putting in some propanediol 1,3 next, which is also a humectant. It's also a penetration enhancer. It's also part of the preservative system. You need a chelator, the propanediol, a pentylene glycol, your preservative, and we do have all of those in this formula, as you guys will see momentarily. All right, again, I'm just going to pour a little bit into this container just so that we're ensuring we're getting everything out of the smaller containers. I only make small batches now because I am fully retired from selling products. I no longer sell soaps and skincare and bath products. Still have the mold business. It's going strong. It's going well. Thank you to all of you who continue to be my loyal customers and continue purchasing my molds. It's going very, very well. That will continue until my hands can't work anymore, which probably will be never. All right, we got that. Now, the last thing we're going to do, and then we're going to set this aside for a little bit while we work on our oil portion. We're going to be adding some Acrylate's C1030 Cross Polymer. And we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle that in there, leave that alone, and let this get wet. This is our rheology modifier, and this is part of what is going to give you a little bit of a skin tightening effect, because we are, after all, making a body firming lotion. So that's it. I sprinkled. We're putting that off to the side. We're not even going to worry about that right now. Now we're going to get another clean beaker. We're going to start doing our oil portion while that acrylate is getting nice and wet. Okay, we're going to start off with our Lotion Pro 165, which is glycerol stearate and PEG 100 stearate. Next up, we're going to be putting in some sorbitan stearate. This is a low HLB, and we're using this in conjunction with polysorbate 60, which we're going to put that in next. But this, you have to stabilize this with polysorbate 60 or 80. I'm choosing to put in 60. So this is our sorbitan stearate. It's got a low HLB if you guys are concerned about the HLBs or want to learn more about the HLBs in lotions and creams. All right, like I said, next we're going to be putting in polysorbate 60. After that, we're going to be putting in our beautiful coffee oil. Remember that? Weeks and weeks and weeks ago that we made our coffee oil with fresh ground coffee beans. It was delightful. It smells freaking incredible, you guys. We've made a ton of products with this coffee oil. Well, here we go. We're using it again in this body firming lotion. Because of my retirement from selling products, I no longer need this huge facility that I work in every day. So I am in the process of packing everything up, and we're going to be moving that back to my home. I'm downsizing and getting rid of a ton. I mean a ton, you guys. Then I'm just going to be moving back home. We have a huge family room that we don't use, and that's going to be turned into my little laboratory. Okay, enough about me. After the coffee oil, we're going to be putting in some octyl-dodecanol. Okay, so this is an emulsifier. It's a fatty alcohol, and so in this product, we're using it for skin as a skin conditioning agent. Again, this is octyl-dodecanol. You can find this at TKB Trading. And in the PDFs that I offer up on my Patreon, so you guys can print that off, the ingredients that are a little bit more hard to source or that you may never have heard of before, I always put the list of suppliers where you can purchase these from. I encourage you guys to try new and different ingredients. Okay, after the octyl-dodecanol comes my isopropyl palmitate. Okay, so we're using this because it softens the skin. This is the palmitate, not the myristate. We are going to be adding the myristate as well, but just so you know, we're adding two different types. The isopropyl palmitate. Next is going to come the isopropyl myristate, which everybody should be familiar with that. And here it is, the isopropyl myristate. All right, and lastly, we are going to be adding some cetearyl alcohol. All right, that is going to do it for our oil phase. we're going to go ahead and turn on this warmer right here, this hot plate. And put it about there so you guys can see. All right, let's turn this on and we'll go ahead and melt down. All right, bring you guys back just in a few seconds when this is all melted down. Okay, our oil phase is all melted down. Let me unplug this and get this part out of the way. All right, let's take a look at our water. That's doing pretty good, but what we have to do here is we have to neutralize that acrylates C1030. You have to neutralize that with some TEA, bring that pH up. So we're gonna do that using the TEA. I'm gonna put in 1, 2 drops to start, and we'll work our way up from there. Less is more. You can always add more, as they say. You can't take it away, though. Probably will need a little bit more than that. All right, let's take a looky-loo and see. I'm pretty certain I'm going to need more than that. Not far off. We're approaching 5, and I want it to be around between 5 and 5.5. We're approaching it, so I'm going to need some more. Okay, you guys, we are at 5.45, and I'm happy with that, so we're going to leave it at that. You just have to neutralize that solution, that's all. These products are all for me, by the way. I know I already said that I don't sell products anymore, but just in case anybody is wondering, these are for me. All right, let's give that a little bit of a stir. And then we are going to put this underneath our overhead stirrer, and we're going to start adding that oil portion. All right, we're just going to put this on low shear. We'll let that go for just a couple of seconds. All right, while that is going, I'll give the oil portion a little stir, and we'll start adding that to the water portion. Turn it up just a little bit. You can see it getting thicker, so I'm going to turn this up. It's forming a really nice emulsion now. We'll just let that go for just a couple of minutes. And then we're going to start adding our cool down phase. While we're doing that, I'm going to read right off of my notes here, because this is going to be a star of the show as well. This is our kigelia fruit extract, and this contains flavonoids, saponins, and steroidal compounds believed to help improve skin elasticity and firmness. These compounds may cause a mild astringent effect, creating a temporary tightening feeling on the skin. Works well with humectants and film formers, which is our acrylate C10 cross polymer. That is a film former, so it works good with those to enhance the perceived tightening. So that is why I chose all of the ingredients that I did, because we're making a body firming lotion. So let's turn that off for a second. Let me check, see what's going on down here. Oh yeah, this is great. This is a very, very silky, lovely emulsion. Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna let it keep going though, just for a little bit. As this is continuing, I am going to go ahead and start adding our cool down phase, starting off with that kigelia fruit extract. You guys can get this on Amazon. That's where I got it. Okay, next up, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be the pentylene glycol, which is a humectant and a solvent. It's also part of your preservative system. And I never knew this in all these years that I have been working with making skincare products. I never knew that you really should be working in preservative systems, not just adding like Germal Plus and thinking that's good. Although, if I'm being completely honest, and I can show you guys in another video, I happen to have, I think, 3 or 4 different products that I made 15 plus years ago, using only Germal Plus as my preservative, and they're still perfectly fine to this day. Now, if I sent them out to the lab to be tested, we might find out something different, because just because I can't see anything or smell anything doesn't mean that anything isn't there. But I'm just saying, I don't smell or see anything, and those products are 15 plus years old. Okay, enough about that. Let's put in our preservative. We're using phenoxyethanol today. Turn it up just a little bit to kind of create a vortex. Be careful when you do that though, you guys, because there's going to be a little bit of vibration, and then things could start shifting, like the head of your overhead stir as well as your beaker, and you don't want, you know, this stirring rod to go clanking against the side of your beaker. Okay, next after that we have some beautiful coffee extract, and it smells lovely too. So we're putting coffee extract in the mix. Remember, this is a coffee-infused. See what I mean? So things are shifting, and I didn't have 2 hands to stop that. Just got to make sure the head on my overhead stir, for some strange reason, even though it is tightened down as tight as it will go, tends to want to vibrate and shift over to the left all the time. That's why I don't use it all too much, because the last thing I want to do is break my beakers. All right, we're going to actually turn that off for a moment and just kind of do this with our... And this is a very, very lovely emulsion already. This is gorgeous. And as you can see, yes, this lotion has turned a beige color because of that really nice dark coffee extract that we just included. All right, so next we have a teeny tiny little bit, and when I say teeny tiny, I mean 0.1% of a coffee fragrance oil, because I really want this to smell like coffee. This is for me. You guys do what you want in your own if you try this at home. If you don't want any scent, you don't need it. You've got the coffee oil, which has a fragrance. You've got that extract, which has a fragrance, so you don't need it. But I want it because I love the smell of coffee. We're just gonna let this go for a little bit now. Then we're done and we bottle, and that's it, you guys. While this is going, let me explain to you guys. I was going to do a face-to-face intro, but let me just quickly say, because nobody wants to watch intros. They're long and they're boring, right? Anyways, some people are confused about Patreon versus the membership, you know, where they can get the printouts, where they can get the full recipe when I don't include them on the channel. About 50% of the formulas that I share, I do give to you guys. The other 50%, I put those up for my Patreons in a PDF format, as well as a number of other really important informational documents or blog posts that I put up on Patreon, and you have access to my blog through the Patreon. It's really worth it, you guys. For $5.50, it's nothing. It's a business write-off. If you do the Patreon for the entire year, you get a 10% discount anyway. So for less than $60, you get an entire year of information and formulas and tips and tricks and industry info that's coming out. Just all kinds of really good stuff. But there is an option on the channel itself to become a member. It's the same price. I believe it's the same price. It might be $6.99. I'm really not sure. I'd have to go back and check now. You're going to get the formula is going to be written in the description area of the channel. So that's what you get if you're going to become a member. If you go over to Patreon, you're going to get it in a PDF document that you can print out and keep for yourself, as well as everything else. When you become a member on my Patreon, it's not just for this recipe that you want to get. Lately, I've been seeing a ton of people going over to the Patreon. They'll go ahead and pledge the membership. They'll grab the recipe that they were interested in, and then they'll cancel their membership 2 minutes later. I've seen like 4 people in the past 2 weeks do that, because I think that people are thinking that that's what you have to do. You pay the $5.50, you grab whatever recipe it is that you are interested in, and that's it. That's not it. You can, if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine, but you can stay in there for an entire 29 more days. If I go into a Patreon today and I make a pledge and I see out of, I don't know, right now I have over 80 recipes over there. Let's say I'm on somebody's Patreon, they have 10 recipes. Only 2 of them I'm interested in. I'll go over there, I'll pledge my membership, I'll grab those 2 recipes that I'm interested in, I'll go ahead and cancel my membership, but then I get to stay in there for another 29 days and see what else this creator might have to offer. And if it's anything that interests me, I'll go ahead and renew my membership. It's just that simple. But I just wanted to quickly explain that, because I think that people are confused on what to do with Patreon, because it's very new to a lot of people. Other than that, if you want to just purchase the recipe outright without joining the membership channel here, or going over to Patreon and joining that membership, you can always go over to Etsy and purchase it. It's twice as much money, but you can do that if you'd like. All right, let's go ahead and turn this off now. Man, alive, does this smell good. You guys, truly, this is nice. All right, let's put this under here because we're gonna have some drippies. And I'm gonna switch to this spatula so I can get everything down off the sides here and get that mixed in really well. So anyways, I hope that explained to you guys about Patreon and how it works over there. But for the money, I'll take Patreon every single day. I will. It's just chock full of information. Useful, accurate, helpful information. All right, so you guys can see the viscosity here, okay? So it's a lotion. It's not a body butter. It's beautiful. All right, all we have to do now is get it into the bottle and we're done. I'm gonna use this bottle right here. Now it's gonna thicken up a little bit, as does all of our emulsions, right? The day that we make something, whatever the viscosity is for the day that we make something is not what it's going to wind up to be. Sometimes it takes 2-3 days, even up to a week, for our emulsions to reach their full viscosity. Okay, I cleaned that up just a little bit because I made quite a mess. So let's go ahead and get our pump on there. I'm gonna take it back off after I show you guys the viscosity and do a little demo on my skin, because it's still just slightly warm, and so I don't want condensation to build up. All right, let's take these gloves off. All right, here we go. So there's the viscosity. Let's rub that in and see. Now with Lotion Pro, you'll get this soaping effect. You see how this is white? You're going to have that with Lotion Pro. It doesn't bother me when I'm making, first of all, I used way too much. But anyways, it doesn't bother me when I'm using the Lotion Pro, but one way to avoid the soaping effect with a lot of different emulsifiers is to use dimethicone in your formula. Gosh almighty, this smells so good though. Anything with coffee in it, oh my gosh. It's so nice. All right, I'm just trying to rub this in really, really nicely. Okay, there we go. That's nice. What I'm feeling right now on my skin is like a very cooling effect. It's like very, very cooling. It's like kind of tingly, just a teeny tiny, ever so slightly, a tingly little bit, but it's more cooling than anything else. And that's going to give you that firming effect. It's going to give you the sensation and the sensory feel of like a skin firming effect. So that is it, you guys. That was a long video. There was a lot of ingredients to get through in that one, but there it is. That is our coffee-infused body firming lotion. Again, if you guys want the full PDF that you can download and print and keep for yourselves, head on over to Patreon and go ahead and grab that, or wait a couple of days until I get that up on my Etsy. You can go ahead and buy it over there. But I wanted to thank everybody for joining the membership channel here on my channel, as well as all of my patrons. I appreciate all of them very, very much, especially my shout out tier level members. So let's give them a big shout out right now.